Great river, islands and picturesque desert, and lots of mysteries covered in the dark. We arrived to the city of Aswan. We're in a ship? Oh, this reminds me of Titanic for some reason. I'll carry on in a carriage, let's ride our Ferrari, and I'll end up in a basket of a hot air balloon. My heart is beating a bit. No antiquity will escape my eyes in our way. This is some underground pass. I'll try Egypt's most disgusting dishes, sparrows, and I'll meet the great river's toothy dwellers. When I bite my nose off, get ready to be surprised. Cruise on the Nile begins. Hello everyone, we are in Egypt. I really wanted to show you a not all-inclusive Egypt from the Red Sea shores. Therefore, we'll arrive to Aswan. We'll set off on our Nile Cruise from here. An exciting journey lies ahead of us, and I offer you to share it with me. As always, thanks for your likes. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to do so. Let's go! Or rather, let's sail! We'll set off on our Nile Cruise from Aswan to Luxor on this horse motor ship. Well then, welcome aboard! For some reason, it reminds me of Titanic. I hope you won't share its fate.
Alright, open your eyes.
The cruise price includes 3 meals a day, services of a personal Russian-speaking guide, as well as visiting all the main sites. We've checked in. Gaius Julius Caesar greets us. I reckon we'll do a full cruise light review later. But for now, let's see our cabin. How cool and cozy it is in here. Right, I'll show you around. We'll have a little living room here. We have a wardrobe, hangers, little cabinet, a fridge, bedroom, stick bed, whatever. TV, look at this window. Just look at the full wall window. So cool. Bathroom. No aircon as per usual, we'll find it. To be fair, I expected a shower, but there is a bathtub here. I'm very much surprised, to be honest. Shower 2000! And we also have the most wonderful, just the most wonderful balcony. I imagine how we'll sail and see the Nile banks. We depart tomorrow, so we have time to study Aswan. It's the most southern city of Egypt, ancient border outpost. But the local sites cannot be put next to the famous Egyptian hits. It's not Aswan itself that's interesting, but its surroundings. The western bank of the Nile is home to one of the main Egyptian masterpieces. We traveled 3 hours from Aswan on purpose just to see this unique temple, the Simbel Temple. The great temple of Ramesses II is worthwhile traveling to it for 3 hours through the desert. Your heart stops as you look at the structure. The pharaoh was quite a heartbreaker himself, by the way.
He had many wives. More than 100 official wives, over 50 unofficial ones.
But Nefertari was his favorite.
The very first favorite one. The very first most beloved wife. And they say Nefertari wasn't his sister. I know for sure that she wasn't his sister. Because she had dark skin, he had light skin. There is another version. They say she was his daughter.
Really?
Yes, daughter. Because throughout his life, he married 3 of his daughters. He was always a strange man.
4 giant statues. 3 depict Ramesses as chief patron gods. The 4th figure has portrait likeness to the pharaoh himself. Ramesses had a slight peculiarity to identify himself with the gods.
Tall, slim, and athletic. Ramesses II was respected. Look at the colossi. There are 2 crowns at the top. They are called double crowns. Before the Egypt was unified, there was a crown for the south and a crown for the river delta. Then, when the country was unified, they put 2 crowns together into one.
It's hard to believe it, but the vast temple rooms were carved out inside the rock. There are 4 main halls. Each next one is smaller than the previous one. Spectacular.
This is the pharaoh in his youth.
This is young Ramesses.
Yes, yes.
All the sculptures of him in his youth.
Yes, yes.
Another amazing feature of the Great Temple, thousands of tourists visit Abu Simbel every year, is the play of light. Precisely on the 22nd of February and 22nd of October, the pharaoh's stone face gets illuminated by the first sun rays. It lasts for just a couple of minutes. This amazing effect was possible to achieve thanks to astronomers' precise calculations. These days were chosen for a reason. 22nd of February is Pharaoh's birthday, and 22nd of October is the day his rule commenced. There's Nefertari's temple nearby. Statues at the entrance are a bit smaller, but more elegant, I reckon. They say the king's wife was very beautiful, like a cow. Worry not, Nefertari herself would be delighted with such a comparison.
She is a beauty goddess, because Egyptians have always considered cow's eyes beautiful. They have big brown eyes. Here in Egypt, people say to every girl with big brown eyes, "You are beautiful like a cow." It's not an offense here.
Is it not?
It's a compliment.
Let's leave these 2 wonderful temples to their eternal peace. The guide rushes to show us local chef's favorite spot. We're going to the spices market.
Yes.
Do they only sell spices there?
They sell everything.
Everything. Everything is a bit of an exaggeration, but spices and herbs here are in vast quantities. There are also some very exotic products, a stinky fish. It is eaten during the spring festival called Sham Anasim.
Yes, it is the next day after your Easter.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we celebrate it together with Easter.
Do you like it?
Very much. It is obligatory at this festival.
Does it smell?
It does. Perhaps it's awful for you, but it is tasty for us.
It smells alright.
Alright?
It smells salty. Well, it has a bit... Other than that, it smells alright. Like salty fish. Slightly off, though. But it's not disgusting. Not disgusting at all.
Yes, they add lemon, salad...
Lemon paprika.
And it becomes very tasty.
The tradition to eat this fish dates back to the times of pharaohs, edible art as it is. Right, what is this shop? So many rarities in here.
Dried dates. Those are different. Different dates taste different. This is red Sudan pepper.
Spicy.
Very spicy.
They sell pine cones. Where do pine cones come from?
This is called chlordine.
In Russian, chlordine is a type of spruce, right? I may be wrong. This is chamomile. Our favorite chamomile. There is so much stuff, I can't even imagine the use for it. And what about a drink for high blood pressure?
This is juice. They brew it in water. It becomes soft. They dissolve it in water, then drink it. It lowers high blood pressure.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Is this for after shower?
It's aftershave.
For after shaving?
You take bits after and it's good for skin.
Softens it?
Yes.
The aromas here are so good that you cannot get out without buying something. As always, I've bought black pepper. And this thing that has no name. What's it called?
Shepa.
I think that is called shepa. They say I'll moisturize skin. We'll try it out.
I'll give you a link online on how to use it.
Good. Oh, a gift as well?
Yes.
Peanuts and candy, so sweet. Sweet stuff for dessert. And for now, the guide takes me to the restaurant tourists rarely pop into. Then a huge feast is on. What's the tastiest dish here?
The tastiest one is kofta.
Kofta.
It's like barbecue or shashlik, Egyptian barbecue.
What meat is it?
It's beef.
Sparrows.
Sparrows is just a name, don't fear.
And what meat the broth is made of?
What meat?
Yes, what meat?
It is beef.
Beef? Are you sure? It's just scary to eat.
The name is scary.
It is, yes, especially after eating a pigeon. I thought it could be a sparrow for the broth. Who knows?
Taste it.
It seems to be not a sparrow, probably. We'll have supper now, and we can skip eating for 2 days. You order only the main course from the menu. For example, this is our kebab, kofta or chicken, and the rest gets brought with it. One meal costs £100. It's about 450 rubles in Russian money. Basically, it costs peanuts and is very tasty. But this is not a tourist place, and I will definitely leave the geolocation under the video as per usual. We have dined, let's go to the ship. I'll spend the night there. In the morning, I'll continue my tour around Aswan. But due to the locals' driving style, the chances of getting there seem to decrease. Let's cross it. We do it like this.
We cross the road, and then it's up to luck. We will or we won't cross. Why won't they put traffic lights or pedestrian crossing, but they won't stop either anyway?
How often do people get hit?
Often. Have you seen Cairo?
We have.
In Cairo, it's even more often.
The next day, with another guide, we arrived at the legendary Aswan Dam, built by Soviet specialists. 12 generators supply electricity to almost a quarter of Egypt, and there are more than 10 million residents in this country.
The height of this dam is 111 meters. The length is 3,830 meters, almost 4 kilometers.
There are 2 dams, by the way. The first one was built by the British in early 20th century. The Soviet structure, which was erected in 1960, is upstream. All this equipment helped in the construction of the dam. It is basically from Russia, or rather from the Soviet Union back then. For example, this tractor is from Chelyabinsk. Dam construction is a large-scale event, therefore a monument is just necessary, they thought then, in the USSR and Egypt. Now we're going up to the observation deck of the Arab-Soviet Friendship Monument. The view from above is mesmerizing. You can see most of Aswan's great antiquities from here, including the island of Philae and its unique temples. We are sailing to the temple complex of Philae. But they aren't true Egyptians if they don't enroll a jewelry shop in front of me. Yes, right in the boat, or as they call it here, Felucca. Nubia! It's all Nubian, right? Gorgeous. How much is it? I think we should take this carob. The question is which one. The Temple of Isis, the goddess of femininity and motherhood, is definitely in top 10 of most beautiful religious buildings in Egypt. Just look at the frescoes. Mystical atmosphere is a bonus. A terrible thing happened during the construction of the dam. The temples of Philae, just like Abu Simbel, were half flooded. Fortunately, they were saved. It's beautiful here. It is very unusual that there is a lot of green, although maybe okay, it's not a lot of green, but it's stunning. There is this sense of appeasement. The birds are singing. In Egypt, of course, you need to be careful. If at least someone helps you in a slightest way, then you need to leave a tip. Well, you either accept it or not, but they are trying very hard to make some money. This is the most famous unfinished construction in the country, one of the Egypt's ancient mysteries. We arrived at the unfinished obelisk. To be honest, I imagine it a little different. In my opinion, they didn't start building at all. Why is it on its side?
Because, you know, it's not finished. Not a finished building. They were working and stopped. Because some months later they realized that the stones are not very good.
Really?
Yes, there's a crack. So they decided to make more obelisks. Well, smaller ones. Hold it, hold it. It's heavy, almost 5 kilograms.
A decent pebble.
Yes.
And with this stone they hammered.
Yes, try it. Well done. Once again, stronger.
Well, I feel sorry.
Yeah.
Though it's impossible to establish the exact obelisk construction date, some scientists attribute it to the era of the Great Pyramids. If the obelisk was completed, it would be over 40 meters tall.
Now I'll show you how they did it. Like this. Can you see?
Yes.
And like this for 10 months.
Have they done this in 10
Yes.
months? So even. Anyway, the ancient Egyptians were aliens. A giant stone. I can't imagine how it was possible to make such a colossus out of stone with a stone. Moreover, it's even. And then also transport the stone to the place where it was meant to stand as planned. Popped aboard for a bit to get changed. Friends, today I decided to take an unprecedented step. I decided to wear a dress. Our guide said he sees nothing wrong with that. Let's conduct an experiment if I will be comfortable in dress or not. Because, as I said, we are now in the place where wearing dresses and skirts above the knee is criticized. Mine is just below the knee. Let's do an experiment. So light, we go to the Aswan Botanical Garden.
We have only 7 botanical gardens in Egypt. This one is considered one of the most beautiful.
On the 6-hectare territory, there are more than 400 species of subtropical flora, including the rarest collection of palm trees.
It's empty.
Inside.
Inside. Let me show you.
I can hear.
Who's there?
Who lives in the house? Eucalyptus. Immediately, when you listen to the scent of eucalyptus, it seems that you are ill. Because you usually use it when you have cough or some kind of cold. Is it mahogany?
This one is mahogany.
Do they make boats from it?
Boats, furniture.
Is it also very strong?
Yes.
One can't say that local flora is incredibly unique if you don't count the palm trees. But a 1-hour walk through the Botanical Garden is a good rest before setting off to the Nubian village. Well, my dress is not the shortest one, so I can probably relax a bit. We board a felucca again and take course to the Nile Rapids. We moored on the sand. Let's go check the water. Gosh, it's freezing!
Is it cold?
Of course it's cold! That's it, my legs are numb. I ticked off the wet my feet in the Nile box. But it's still too cold to swim. To be fair, I had a prejudice about the Nile, that it is a very dirty river. But as you can see, it's not true. We get to a Nubian village. It's clear straight away, there is no boredom here. This is our last stop before the cruise ship departs. In Russia, such melons are sold in markets to be eaten.
Seriously?
Yes. What a pungent smell! How beautiful it is. Have a look, it's just gorgeous.
This is turmeric,
Curry.
saffron.
Is Mulaka the name of the owner?
Yes.
All the houses are signed with the name of the owner.
Or a surname.
The villagers are friendly, and so are their pet crocodiles. Yes, you heard it right. A crocodile lives in almost every Nubian home. We go into a Nubian house. I honestly don't know what will happen now. Will there be some kind of buffoons here? Alive? Are you sure he won't bite? Gosh, what a sweetie! So soft. He's like, I'll eat you. Wanna eat my nose? I'm not afraid of this baby. He's only 3 months old. He's still just a baby. I think he likes that I pet him. The Nubians once lived in the area now taken by the Lake Nasser. The people are not numerous, they live poorly and mainly off tourists. Let's go to a non-tourist house. A simple house, but look how decorated it is. Like an angel. We thought it was a non-tourist house, but they still bring tourists here. They draw with henna and pour hibiscus. It works like a restaurant.
This is my sister.
Is your sister?
Yeah, I have wife, another place, but this is my family house.
As far as I understand, here you can go into any house and they will pour you hibiscus tea and feed you. Well, it's time to say goodbye to Aswan. We sail to the Princess Sarah ship. Look, this hotel is called Old Cataract. Agatha Christie lived here for a long time and wrote her novel, Death on the Nile. She lived here because her husband took part in the first dam's construction. Well, finally we set the sail. Our next stop is Kom Ombo by Aswan. And as we have some time, I'll take you on a tour of the ship. Let's begin with the reception area. Here is this small, very cozy hall with molding. Reception area on the left, and there is a post box, so if you buy a postcard and a stamp, you can send yourself a postcard from here. Let's go upstairs. The cabins are located on the second, third and fourth floors. We're now going up to the third floor, and the bar is to my left. Everything that you order at the bar will be credited to your room account, or rather, the cabin. And when you leave, you just pay. If you want to drink tea or coffee for lunch or dinner, you will have to pay for it. And there is also this clothing store here. This dress is very cheap. I mean, it's $3, $5. That's about $7, I guess. Also $5. Here you can also buy souvenirs. Everything's closed for some reason. You can buy gold, make your own cartouche. And I want to draw your attention to postcards. In Egypt, postcards are disgusting. The most magnificent temple of Simbel, simply the most beautiful, what a postcard you can make. But look what they did. The people are kind of squashed. You can't see the temple at all. Maybe I can offer them my photography services, I don't know. And such postcards are basically all over Egypt, at least where we have been. Here you can buy a guidebook and these wonderful scarves. Scarves, in fact, also cost $5. I'm a little surprised by the price, because usually in such places the prices are usually inflated tenfold. The scarves are also sold from the shore, and at times a large ship gets occupied from boats. These merchants certainly don't lack perseverance. We arrive in the city of Kom Ombo, almost 45 kilometers from Aswan. There are lots of ancient buildings too. What is it? I think it's some kind of underground passage.
This is called Nilemeter. With its help, they track the water level in the Nile.
You could go down there, right? And this wood held the stones together. Actually wood. I really wanted to see any temple in the dark, because at this time it seems somehow mystical. And Kom Ombo gave me such a gift. On the way to Luxor, there is another temple, dedicated to one of the main gods of the ancient Egyptian pantheon, the god of the sky and the sun, Horus. We're going to the temple of Horus. There are two options, you can go by carriage or by tuk-tuk. Well, we're still going to ride a carriage today, so we chose a tuk-tuk. It's so noisy here. Everyone is shouting. They're shouting over each other and do not hear each other. We take a tuk-tuk to the second largest temple in Egypt, and the largest one of those dedicated to Horus. There are absolutely no tourists here, but excavations here are ongoing. From the drawings inside and with the guide's help, you can master the ancient writing.
One frog is 100,000.
100,000.
It means
1,300,000, right?
1,300,030. This is 10, so it's 30. 300,000.
This is 10,000.
1,333,331 pesos.
Yes, deciphered. We're headed to Karnak Temple, another ancient builder's masterpiece. It is located 2.5 kilometers outside Luxor.
Karnak is not just one temple, it's a temple complex. How many temples did they build here in ancient Egypt? 22 temples were built. What did we find? 3. What do we see now is just 1.
And the rest?
Under the city.
Under the city.
Yes. And these 3 temples were found under the city. So we have a huge project. They want to remove all these houses, dig out and find these temples.
(2200 BC is considered the starting point for when the complex was founded, but scientists say this isn't certain.
This wall is 20 meters tall and 550 meters long. The wall is 480 meters wide and 12 meters thick.
Luxor Temple isn't far from the Karnak one. They are linked by 3-kilometer-long Aleph sphinxes with a lion's body and ram's heads.
How many years did they build this temple in? A very long time, almost 2,000 years.
It was believed in ancient Egypt that Amun-Ra lived in Luxor Temple and worked in Karnak. He worked for 11 months a year, just like mere mortals today.
Ancient Egypt, as you know, was divided into 2 parts. In 3500 BC, the pharaoh named Menes united Egypt. This pharaoh had 2 problems, one might say. The first problem is that our capital is here, and there is another one. He wanted to build a new capital in the middle. It is now called Memphis. He solved the first problem. The second problem is faith. The people who lived here have Amon, and the people who live there have Ra. Who will it be, Amon or Ra?
Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra. But the priest told him, "Sorry, you're a fool, it's impossible. Amon means hidden and Ra means sun. How can you say hidden sun?" But Menes was smart and wise and told them, Amon and Ra is one god. You just don't want to get it. They told him, "Please explain, how does it work?" He told them, "It's easy, day and night. The day is Ra and the night is Amon."
Friends, the last temple I want to show you is the temple of Queen Hatshepsut. This is the most popular and revered queen of ancient Egypt. Just look what a temple has she built for herself. Hatshepsut is an outstanding figure. Being the daughter of Thutmose I, almost immediately after her father's death, she married her brother and became one of the most influential people in the royal court. Oh, those Egyptian passions! In ancient Egypt, the Nile divided the country into 2 parts. People lived in the east, but in the west people built tombs and, one might say, died. This separation was due to the sun. It rises in the east and sets in the west. The Valley of the Kings is a grand necropolis on the west bank of the Nile. The ancient Egyptians buried their rulers here for 5 centuries. The City of the Dead is what they call this mysterious place. There are a great many tombs here, but perhaps the most interesting one is the tomb of Tutankhamun. Not because he was a great pharaoh, but because it's the only one that wasn't plundered and was preserved in original state. It's of course interesting in here, but creepy. Time to return to the City of the Living. And now we're going for a walk around Luxor. And we'll be going by carriage. Let's ride our Ferrari. The Ferrari's suspension is a bit limpy. It's 3:30 in the morning, and I got up so early for a reason, because I have a hot air balloon flight over the Valley of the Kings. Tell me, why do I need this? 3:30, I could still be sleeping. And today we have a very long road to Cairo. I will tell about this later. Okay, let's go and have a look. I'll tell you if it's worth flying this balloon. Flying is definitely worth it. The Valley of the Kings is stunning from a bird's eye view. But my heart is restless. Right now, my heart is beating a bit faster. What I noticed just now, perhaps is a premature conclusion, that the balloons don't fly high, they all go at about the same height. Perhaps this is due to the fact that a few years ago, a balloon that was flying here burned down and fell. Maybe that's why I'm scared. Now there is a celebration that we arrived safe and sound. You can sense that people are glad that they landed, and everyone is alive and well. The guide introduces us to a certain Mr. Ashura. A few seconds and it becomes clear this one is also sent to sell me something.
Let's get to know each other a little closer. My name is Ivan Ivanovich Ivanov. I don't look it at all, but I'll be your guide here. I will tell you how we make souvenirs from Egyptian natural various stones. The most important stone we have is called marble. But there are three types of marble in Egypt. For example, the first color, white, and the second, brown, the third, green. Well done.
Unexpectedly, the stone craftsmen show all their singing talent. What people do just to part with the goods, having swapped those for a couple hundred Egyptian pounds.
Stop! Well done. Let's clap. Good. After this hole, we grind the vase like this person does here. Stop. Work. Hurry up. Stop. Here, you can see this is all automated. The result is a beautiful vase made of marble stone. See how it glows? No. And the second time? Oh my! Well done. Here, look how light it is now.
Oh, it actually is very light.
It was like this. Hold this. This is real marble. This is handmade.
Huge difference.
Huge! This is real, natural basalt. Well, in Egypt or elsewhere, it's grey. This is real, natural stone. Then we have this man here. He's crazy. He will make a beautiful square limestone picture. This person's name is? Lova. He does different things. He can make a beautiful obelisk. For example, here he wrote 2021, Luxor, Love, Egypt. But here you can write your name in Russian, Arabic, English. Anything you want. They know how to make beautiful pyramids. This is a sconce. Look at it. Wow! They also make beautiful cats, dogs, camels, scarab beetles, elephants. What's Coco? All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening to me. Hope you understand me.
Yes.
You watched here? Thanks. Let's see what's inside there.
Thank you. Basalt, malachite, lazurite, onyx, there are all kinds of stones here. Everything is completely natural, if of course this persistent cell is to be believed.
This is called moonstone. What is a moonstone? Moonstone is like your amber, but ours glows in the dark. Can you see? It's called moonstone. Thanks. Guys, now is your time. Feel free to haggle. This is our tradition.
You can haggle, but how do you know the original price?
This is a factory, so choose and haggle. This is our tradition. When the price is good, you buy.
Interesting. And so my cruise on the Nile came to an end. It's hardly possible to retell the entire tour, but surely you already understood it's incredibly interesting. Watch documentaries about the ancient Egypt's history, or better yet, come here to see everything in person. A guide won't be superfluous. On this note, our cruise ends, and I want to share with you one story so that you avoid my mistakes. And I myself thought that we could easily buy plane tickets and fly safely to Cairo today, but that wasn't the case. There are no tickets. Therefore, we arrived at the station, and now we have a long 9-hour train journey to Cairo. And what's most interesting, we wanted to go in a sleeping car, but for some inexplicable reason, there are no sleeping cars. So let's go and see what the Egyptian trains are like. Wish me luck, my friends, to get to Cairo. I have a feeling this will be a very fun night. Hit the like button.